Good morning, good people. Saturday, April 17th, 2021. This is Spades podcast. This is Vic in studio. KC's here, Scoop's here. And we got a special guest.
Adriana
at The Real Yoga Babe on all social media.
So real quick. I've wanted to get into yoga for like the past 3-4 years, and I just have not done it yet.
Everyone says that.
I know.
I wanted to try it.
I think most guys are scared. I say me. It's like,
don't know where to
like one. I don't even like stretching too much.
What's your hesitation?
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, because one, I don't like stretching.
I did one.
Okay, well, I used to play football, so I always wanted to do it so to gain flexibility. But I did one session, and bro.
Nah, it wasn't for you. Well, so what style of yoga was it? Because there are different types. So why didn't you like it?
I just remember my joints. Feeling so disrespectful. I didn't like the feeling. But I know if I kept doing it, I was going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to gain the flexibility that I had. Because to this day, I can't do certain things. I pull a hammy immediately. Immediately. So I wish I would have pressed through and kept going. But I did not like how my joints was feeling. I just didn't.
Well, maybe you started off with two of an advanced session.
I think most of the time it's like, crawl before you can walk type of thing.
I don't think it was like a beginner. Like they was like doing routines without really breaking it down.
Like no modifications.
So I was just doing what they were trying to do and just felt really disrespected. I didn't.
So you went to a class.
Yeah, I went to a class.
Not knowing.
Like in a studio?
Yeah, when I was working out in valleys, when I was trying to get ready for college, you know what I'm saying? So she just happened to, she was like, come on. I was like, just follow me.
Yeah. You better than me, man. I wouldn't have jumped in the fire like that, because something that's like that is so foreign to me. I mean, I'm into the whole fitness stuff and all that, but yoga, I just never was able to press the buttons all right, let's do it, because I didn't know where to start. Mm-hmm. I still don't know where to start.
So when you don't know how to start something else, what do you do? So let's say not fitness,
research,
not yoga, anything.
Yeah, you're going.
What do you go to first?
I would go to someone that does yoga. Or
I go to the source.
Source. Where's
Google,
the source?
maybe.
That's the thing too, because I don't know any people who do yoga,
Right.
so that's the other thing.
Google. YouTube, just to get an idea to see, and then I would suggest people who are looking to get into it. So after you do a little bit of research, look for a class in your area. Mm-hmm. Also, social media.
Yeah,
I think we. Each other on social media.
Yeah, I know meditation. For yoga, it's like meditation. So that's why I was going with that. But it's it's good for your body. To sit there, it's gratitude within it. You learn to be present and everything with it. So the research that I found on it makes me more interested. All right, jump in there. But I just can't do it as much every day. I be moving. I'm man, sitting there stressed, and it hurt already to sit there and start. From scratch. Which you typically got to do for everything. Anything you do in this world, most of the time you have to start from scratch. Whether you like it or not.
So when you do your classes, how often or how frequent do guys come through there?
Usually every class I'll have at least one. I mean, men, I think men don't think men do yoga, and men do yoga more than they think. Yeah. Especially athletes, if you're working towards a goal, or if you've ever had an injury and had to take physical therapy, those moves are basically yoga.
Yeah, because
you were an athlete, you said.
Oh yeah, so
that's probably why you was doing it.
The structure
yeah.
Well,
I pulled a lot of hammies in my day, so
yeah. Well, that's what you said, Casey. I mean, it's a lot of I guess a lot of guys feel like it's not very masculine to do yoga, but I feel especially since the older we get, it's more and more important to
balance your energy.
Yeah.
That
You see
feminine
more and
energy
more,
that you got.
athletes doing it now, especially football athletes. So that's when it started getting more popular because they start doing it along with like dance and other alternative, you know what I'm saying, stuff that a lot of people like sniff their nose at, but it really helps you out at the end of the day. So.
And I think that's so crazy how like in the Western world, it's like a stigma that men don't do yoga when it was literally created by a man. It was literally created by men, brought to
that's crazy.
the United States by a man. So I don't know where that got lost in translation. That's
the men over here is like, hey,
like nah,
we're gonna keep that over there. Y'all can do it. Y'all can do that. You know, but
then we also have a lot more health issues over here,
and then over there because
ailments.
they show a little bit more gratitude within yoga.
They open to more stuff.
That's one. We're closed minded over here a little bit.
Yeah.
We do what we know in our environment.
Over here it's like men should lift weights and that's it.
Well, you know what?
I say it's changing now.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up the whole lifting weights thing because a lot of men don't know how to lift weights.
Yeah, they at least like to not, get hurt, know, because a lot of people, you already, most of the time when you get hurt, you already done it like a couple weeks before, a week or two.
Like people need to like specifically lift weights on what you're trying to do. Like, what you trying to do? You trying to build mass or you just trying to build endurance?
Are you bulking?
What you trying to do?
Right.
Are you football, basketball?
Right.
Because football shape is different from basketball shape.
Yeah.
Swimming shape is different than wrestling shape and vice versa. And I did all those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not when I basketball, you know what I'm saying? Like on the court somewhere, but not on a team. But you get what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't know what they're trying to do. Yeah. And then they just, building mass and they don't really need to build mass. They just need to sculpt. You know what I'm saying? Then they mess themselves up. So they need to understand what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I remember like going back to when we was in high school playing football. I remember like when we had weight training, like there was no structure. You know what I'm saying? Like when we went in the weight room, it was like, all right, like
go live.
The coaches, the coaches would be in there, but like it was no structure to like what we were doing.
That's crazy.
And it was kind of like, and like when we were younger, it's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna come in here and like do a little bit of work, but it's like sometimes we'll be like bullshitting and like talking and not really.
Y'all could have been more focused and had an agenda, which that's the area you see that they could have did better in.
It was like times where they would do that, and there would be times where they weren't, because there was times where they would have a notebook and you know what I'm saying, and write down everybody max what they could do on each of the stations in the weight room. And then we'll go around like maybe a couple weeks to try to see if you progressing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they was doing it for like a little while, but they wasn't consistent with it.
Yeah, and okay.
Yeah, nah, what I'm saying from that is like you saying that there was no guidance. But yeah, you could easily throw somebody in the cage and like just do whatever's in here. But you still I see like the issue is some guidance, some like a plan for y'all to do every day. You need a plan most of the time, or else you're really not gonna attack it as hard. You could do 10 times better with a plan. Rather than just jumping in there.
Definitely. I feel like every program, especially when you're dealing with growing bodies, needs to have like some certified professional, whether it's like a strength and conditioning coach or a trainer, like somebody that you can consult with, because you can get like lifelong injuries from lifting weights incorrectly.
I don't even remember.
People walk around in pain every day from working out.
I don't even remember if we had a strength coach.
You probably did.
I don't think we did, bro.
That's crazy.
We did.
I think just designated like one of the position coaches as a strength coach.
Okay, so we did in the first that was Coach G, and then
okay, Coach yeah. Uncle was.
He wasn't a position.
Yeah,
coach.
yeah, that's right. Okay,
he was strictly there to help us lift weights. Rest in peace, Coach Unc.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was our stiff coach. That's why I was like, it wasn't consistent. My senior year, because you wasn't with it. My senior year,
I didn't play.
It was like that. We had a plan because we was trying to go somewhere, and like Unc was really on.
That's some shit, man. So, as soon as we graduate, man, them boys turned up to like a whole never level after we left.
Well, you need from the military,
foundation, bro.
We was a foundation.
That dirty foundation for them.
Dirty. Just about to say, from the military, how do we get all the information from the things that happened already in the past, right?
Had to get it out the mud, man.
Mm-hmm.
What about nutrition? Do you guys have any nutritional?
Hell no.
Yeah, they're definitely
Low key,
Yeah.
that is the most important part.
I believe
Yeah,
it too.
yeah,
I believe
yeah.
it.
You know,
Yeah. What you put in your body, like if you really want to lose weight, that's the first place to start. It's not fitness.
What are
it's
you
your
eating?
diet.
You're right about that. And I don't even eat a lot of meals. It's just what I eat and when I eat.
You
That's
know-
my problem.
you know-
and then that can also be a
It
problem
does-
too. If you're looking to lose weight, a lot of people think you should eat less. You should actually eat more smaller meals.
Yeah, that people, yeah.
That just go through your body faster. It burns, the energy get burned.
Keeps your metabolism high.
Yeah, man.
That's a whole nother.
The whole the whole nutrition thing is a conversation I can
Yeah.
go all day because
Exactly. And remember when back in Duval days when people was when the muscle milk was a fad, right?
right, yeah.
So let me tell you a funny story about that. So everybody was like drinking muscle milk. We trying to gain muscle and all that. So
Right.
muscle milk. I heard muscle milk. I seen muscle milk. I never took no protein before. The only protein shake that I ever had, I went to Smoothie King. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know what I was doing. So everybody else was using water. You know what I'm saying? And mixing it up and creating the muscle milk. I was using milk.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea at all. So everybody was like, we're gonna bring our protein to workouts and drinking while we, lifting our weights or whatever. So I did that, and I was like, all right, I gotta go to my teacher room to get my milk out my stuff out the refrigerator. I was like, why was that in the refrigerator? I was like, I get my stuff in the refrigerator. So I get it, and they like, bro, what are you doing? And I'm like, muscle milk. The water turns into the muscle milk. I'm like, that's why I've been on the toilet.
Yeah.
That's why I've been
And
on
you
the
probably
toilet.
was using whole milk.
Bro, you know it. You know it, milk. Cookies and cream. Cookies and cream. Chunkies, I don't know what.
Yeah, you was like, oh, my stomach hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Like, man,
That's crazy.
You gotta ring the bell off of that. Yeah, but like I don't know, like back then as a kid, like we don't know nothing about no nutrition, like
You're not
at
thinking about
all.
it too
You're not
much.
thinking about it too, because you're like, oh, I'm young, like I can,
at all.
I can,
You feel
break this
invincible
down.
when you're younger.
Oh, yeah.
When you're a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
I was doing backflips off of stuff and everything. I wouldn't do that now. I'd be like, man.
Stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even stretching, none of that. Just
You see?
Yeah, and it felt good too. Like I could do this all my life, right?
Yep.
Nah.
Running
Yeah.
40, no type of stretching.
Yeah, and that's why, because like when I was going to Planet Fitness to work out, I would kind of like watch, now some creep type of stuff, but like I'll watch and see how people like work out. Yeah, just to see like, and like sometimes I would go up to them and be like, hey, try doing this different. And I mean, it's not everyone can do that because it's kind of weird, but
Yeah, some people don't
Oh.
like. I know it was like women like hearing this
Yeah.
story. They don't like guys walking up.
I would
and,
not, yeah.
Like, all right, leave me alone. Like, I'm trying to work out, and I know how you guys are here. Leave me alone.
time and place.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to see nobody hurt themselves.
Nah, I feel you because we know, like, yeah, you will get hurt. Like,
Right,
especially
yeah.
if you do it, you've been doing it for a while, and some people just jump into it. I'm going to the gym. Yeah, and it looks bad.
Know what you're doing. Baby steps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people, they don't want to accept help. Like they are sure that they're doing it right, even though they're wrong as
Yeah.
anything.
That pride
So
of just
yeah,
letting someone else
They
teach
teach
you.
you
Even
where
though
it's
women
supposed to be.
teach men sometimes, and some guys be like, yeah, no, I got this. And like,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
your stubbornness gonna get you.
Yeah.
Calm down. You gotta take advice. You gotta learn you gotta know what's best for you. You know what I'm saying?
What works for your body?
You know what I'm saying? Like when we was in school, what all the linemen had to do after in the off season? We had to wrestle. I hated wrestling. When I was wrestling, back then, you know what I'm saying, sophomore, freshman year, I was small body. So I was wrestling like huge. This was before I was gaining muscle. So I was getting ragdoll. I didn't like that. And it really wasn't for me.
It's not fun. You have to get mad.
And I told myself I wanted to swim. I was like, Coach, I'm not wrestling this year. I'm swimming. And he was like, why are you swimming? I was like, it's a great workout. It's a full body exercise.
Yeah.
He was like, that's not going to help you. I said, look, if I don't come in the best shape that I ever been since you know me, then I owe you $50. If not, you owe me $100. He said, cool. One day he just gave me $100 because swimming was better for me.
Yeah.
And it gave my win up, and I had my best year ever in my senior year. So you got to know what's best for you.
You know, and that's, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too, because you know we had to run track, and so for us, you know, and I'm not a long distance runner. Like I'm a sprinter. Like the 4x1, the 100, like the 200, like that was my thing. And like at the time, you know, because Coach Carter was still the track coach. He would try to like make like some of us do certain events that we weren't really good at, because like I'm not a distance runner. Like my thing is the short races. Like that's you gonna get the most out of me in the short races. And like like the long races really wasn't my thing, because you know, not saying that I wasn't good at it. It's just like mentally in my mind, like I wasn't like really prepared for them, just because I had never done them before. And the shorter events was what I was better at. So like I didn't really take track all that serious, just because I felt like I was being pushed to do something that I felt like I wasn't getting my talents maximized to the best of my ability. So I felt like if I took track more serious and I was doing events that was tailored towards my talents, then I would have took it more serious. But
you know, sometimes people put us in positions because they see things in us that we don't see in ourselves, and you got to step outside of your comfort zone in order to grow. My track coach used to always put me in the 400, and I'm like, I do not like the 400. I don't, but it made me a better sprinter at the end of the day. So
yeah, but it's a difference between that and bad coaching.
Yeah, definitely true.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing the coach he was talking about, that was some bad coaching.
Bad coaching.
Shout out to Coach Carter. You was cool. It's just it was coaching mind.
It was just his way. It was like either his way or you wasn't gonna like participate.
Yeah,
that's like
that's what
like, dude, like I'm trying.
There wasn't no compromise with that man or none of that.
Right. It's like I'm trying to tell you like what I'm good at, instead of you pushing the buttons on that first and then working your way to what you think I can do better. It was just like, nah, you're not gonna do that. And
so what was his reasoning, like the explanation?
I don't know.
It wasn't. It wasn't no reasoning. Yeah,
you probably didn't even ask why. You're like, why are you doing this?
It was one of those dudes.
It wasn't no reasoning. Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't think things gonna work too good when it happens like that. Where it's just do as I say. I think when you get a good explanation of like, all right, why I'm doing this, mentally it probably click better for people, and that's what some people don't realize when they're teaching. It's like you can't just be a dictator, or authoritarian or whatever. Like do as I say, and just do it, and that's that. Don't tell me how to do it or why to do it or anything. You ain't gonna really learn too much.
Yeah, and plus we were like teenagers too, so it's like when you have a teenager like questioning, not necessarily a question, but like telling you like, hey, like this works for me better, and you think you know better or you know best at that moment in time. It's like, I'm not really going to listen to you because what do you know? Yeah.
You know how many times I got cussed out because of that? Because I'm just like, put me in a better position. You want me to let me go. Like the games that I had the best, let me go. And like, they didn't understand that. And then you a teenager, so it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's real difficult when you back in those days. But you got to speak your mind. And I wish I did a little bit more. So.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break.
All right.
People call in.
KcFromTheAve.
Yes, sir. We're back from our short break. So, topic of the day: can men and women be friends with no feelings attached?
Yes.
Possibly.
Ooh, CCB.
I'm gonna say, well, for me, the answer is yes. I have, female friends that I've known for a long time that it's always just been on that level. It's never been, anything more than that. It's kind of like a brother-sister relationship, like a real brother-sister relationship.
Yeah.
Not no fly-by bullshit that we used to do back in the day. Oh, hey, sister, or hey, brother, call each other that in high school. Like, nah, like a real brother-sister relationship. I have a few female friends that it's just been that. It's been nothing more. But obviously for everybody, that's not really the case.
I don't understand it. Like we're grown adults. Like, come on now. Like, come on now. We can have relationship with the opposite sex and don't have to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, I think it's more so on us, on the men's side.
I say
For what? No,
That
let
blurred.
him finish.
Like when we're like,
Okay.
like as far as like the foundation of good friendship. Like we're like legitimately like close friends. I think more so on our side we'll blur that line than the female would. When we have like a great friendship. Not like we're friends, like we're not like that close and then, it get blurred. Like I'm talking about legitimate friendship and then all of a sudden, like you was talking about, like a legitimate friendship for like a good amount of time.
Years.
And then all of a sudden, what's up with you?
Want to shoot your shot?
You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit understandable once y'all start, being close. You was in a relationship.
So let's define
But
friend.
Okay, go ahead.
To y'all, what is a friend? Because I think people don't even know what a friend is. They'll call certain women their friend. I'm like, that's really not your friend. That may be your acquaintance, or you may be attracted to her, so you want to get close to her, and you're saying friend. But to y'all, what is a friend as a woman? Like, what are your expectations? Think about who your guy friends are. What you expect out of them. What are your expectations of a woman as a friend?
One you can depend on.
With what?
I like. So, what are you
Like,
you
would
looking
you
for
go to her to
information
borrow
now?
money? Like you
about
would go
what?
to your guy friend. Like if y'all go out, are you still picking up the check? I have guy friends who still, when we go out, pay for me, and we're just friends. To me,
Oh yeah,
For me,
but I know
You wanna
some
go?
guys not
You
with
wanna
that.
go?
Some guys are not with that.
Well,
You-
Go ahead.
I would say me. I look for just perspective. I'm a person that's about. I got a mission for to be honest. On my side, I see things as perspective and what's going on in here. I know if I want to get something done, I can't just have all guys. Around
Right.
me. I gotta have women. That I know I need a bunch of people. I need a team more than anything. I'm not looking at gender or whatever. I look for a team for the most part. And a friend is going to be on my team. As I look at it, that's the person who supports me and I support them. We all doing the same thing. We got a mission we trying to do. I see a friend as that, and I don't want anything to compromise the mission.
Yeah.
And feelings compromise the mission.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like the old saying goes, it takes a village. You got to surround yourself with, all different types of people. Men, women, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just to make yourself the best version of yourself. And, like you said, Casey, for me, it's about, perspective. Having that, because I still got my mother, I still got my sister, but having that other perspective, from a woman, from someone that I know is, someone that's reliable too, that I can, call up and talk to if I need like some perspective or advice on something. That's a friend to me. Nothing more, nothing less than that.
Yeah.
No, back to what you were saying though. I still want to go over what you were saying when you was like, I think we're more willing to take the blame.
Blur
That's
the
all. I
lines.
think sometimes, sometimes women throwing little signs to be trying to get to
heard
us.
that.
Yeah,
I actually had a guy tell me, and this was a guy that I was going on dates with at the time. He told me that he doesn't believe that men and women can genuinely just be friends, because if he's friends with a woman, either she's tried with him or he's tried to be more with her. And this is just his perspective. He said all the women that are his friends like him, but just, for the sake of continuing to, I guess, have access to him, they're okay with just being a friend. But he would never pursue that with him. So, me coming in, okay, so we dating or whatever, and you saying that basically all the girls that you're friends with like you. I wasn't, I wasn't threatened. I was just like, that's
a little bit concerning.
It's a mental note.
Yeah,
mental
like,
note.
Well, if we start dating, I ignore the signs.
Well,
show the red flag.
That means they gonna try to hand. It's a possibility that they can try to hand.
Well, this is what I will say in his defense, because he's probably just a good, genuine guy. And I don't like talking about myself, but it's very, very similar for me in that regard too. I'm just a good, genuine person, and like a lot of different, and a lot of different women. And this is why, also,
you're wholesome.
I'm wholesome, right?
Self-control is attractive.
Yes,
one of the most wholesome people I know.
It's very self-control.
It's self-control,
and that's what I was waiting to come up.
Yeah,
for him to say, but I have, enough self-control.
Right.
So those words never came up. So that's also why I had to make another mental note. Like, okay, you're. Yeah. So it's also why are you telling me this? Because you want a little competition. Like, what is the purpose?
Sometimes people do say they kind of see how Sometimes some women get attracted by guys who get a lot of women.
Very true.
Well, they try to use that to let you know.
A lot of people want you.
Well, maybe
I also want you.
Well, maybe for him also, maybe he's just a good communicator. He just wants you to know that piece of information because he don't want to leave you in the dark. Mm-hmm. That's part of being a good friend. Also, is being transparent and having those maybe awkward and difficult conversations to let your friend know, hey, all right, I don't have to tell you this, but this is what's going on.
Definitely,
because I want you to know for your own awareness or whatever. Yeah,
I'm here to tell you the ugly truth.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. If you don't got a friend that can't tell you the ugly truth, then there's no reason you and us to be friends. Because you can't tell me the absolute truth that I need to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then a lot with when you have friends with the opposite of sex, you get the connotation that y'all are going together and y'all really just friends. You know what I'm saying? I went through that with who I called my little sister Malaya. You know what I'm saying? We've been friends for years, but throughout our friendship, people, been saying that we, it's more there. And it haven't. But you know what I'm saying, we had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, that's my sister.
They probably was pushing that narrative on her.
You know what I'm saying? And a little bit.
People like
and it probably got in her head a little bit like,
I think it was
okay, it's something there.
Not really. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was more so, some of the way little way she acted, but she was there for me no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I'm ride or die. That's my sister. People ask me, "Hey, that's your blood sister?" That's my blood. That's my sister. To you, it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna treat her as such. You know what I'm saying? All my female friends, they're in my life for a reason. You know what I'm saying? To Lay, to Juice, to Shayna, to Corey, to Veronica. I love all of y'all. I love all of y'all. Y'all in my life for a reason, and you know what I'm saying? And they improve me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Yeah.
And they tell me the dirty truth. Every last one of them has told me, like, bruh, you not on your shit. Or you need to do this better.
Yeah.
This is why certain things happen to you because you do this. They all there for a reason.
Yeah.
So I love them for that, and we have to have friends.
Yeah.
You have to have your guy friends, but you got to have female friends that can tell you a female perspective that you're not having sex with or not your family.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So you
So
can
that
get
yin
that.
and yang.
Yes, yes, sir. You right about that. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, because, when we get into relationships too, you gotta factor in too, like how your partner's gonna feel about that too. And you know, like the women I've been with, like I tell them, like I have not a lot of female friends, but I have a good solid amount of female friends that are like solid, that's in my corner.
Have they met them? Like
No.
No. And you know what I find? That's what's crazy to me.
Met them? What you mean?
Like in person.
Like in person, like have you invited them
You
to
got your other friends?
Yeah.
Like your
Their
other
other-
friends, girls?
I know. I've never done that.
And guys don't. And I don't know, you know, this is just my perspective as a woman. I constantly find that, like, I can think of a guy in my head right now who every event, his girlfriend is nowhere to be found. And I'm just like, well, you know, what, why? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? Because I've invited guys I've dated out with, like, the friends.
That's man.
I would say
That
I would
can
say-
that-
feels
that can
messy.
get
I would say by the
real
words,
Messy.
listen, no, but look, listen to the word as friends. And if you know your friends, I got friends for like that, like fucking computer science. I got friends that, you know, are engineers. I got friends that play basketball. I got different friends for different areas. Everybody, you can't, I know that. I'm a people person, so I know people. I know everybody don't get along. And I'm not going to sit there and force people to be like, to intertwine with one
But
another,
I feel
interact
like if
with
both
one another.
parties care about you, then they would at least make it work for that outing.
It's-
That
So
situation.
like, then
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Y'all date messy
I
girls?
No, it's not
It's
that. I
just-
don't even like the
so,
messy girls.
Just, and I'm not saying every woman does it, but it just, and you know how it is. Like, you all size each other up. And it's not even.
Yeah, y'all do this. It's a little cold.
It
Y'all
may
do
be
it. Y'all all
directly.
do
It may be indirectly. But it's. I would never want to put like the woman that I'm dating in that situation of.
Because you respect
having
it.
to.
Intimidated.
Because I know why you. I know how you think. You
Yeah,
don't respect that type of person.
I'm not even
And-
gonna put someone in that position. I know from your perspective, it may seem like kind of sketchy, but from my perspective, I don't want to put someone that I care about in a position where they're uncomfortable and it feels awkward.
Do you think insecurity plays a part in it?
It may.
I say on both sides.
It may.
I
You know,
feel
that's why you're like some people, you know, able to look at those patterns because that's all we do in life, and that's, you know, one thing we learned, that we got to put together patterns and everything. But when we overanalyze things too much and not stay present, that like interferes with it. You know, the most with everything going on in that relationship.
So I'm kind of glad that everybody I just named all know each other. We all worked at the same spot, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we all got close. So I'm kind of glad that worked out. And then when my last relationship, it was easy because we all knew each other and they were just there for me. They just try to figure out who Shout is. So yeah, bring her around so we can see, is she good for you? You know what I'm saying? She ended up wasn't.
But
you know what I'm saying?
So in my opinion about
But-
that, like why does it matter if y'all think she's good for me? I'm like, I know what's good for myself. So that's why I don't need someone telling me what's good for me.
But sometimes you're so blinded. I feel like you need other people who have your best interests in mind. I feel like should know the people you are, let's say, entertaining. Because you may not even know if you want to date that person yet. They may see things that you don't see. I'm just.
I get it.
People
get
get so caught up in like this fantasy. Like everything can seem nice from what the person is showing you. But I always like to see people who I call myself dating in different situations. I want to see how you're going to act with my friends. I want to see how you're going to act like at a restaurant. I want to see how you're going to act at a party. I want to see how you're going to act drunk. You know, if you know, whatever.
Fair.
I want to, in order to really see if I like you, if I want to keep entertaining you.
Exactly.
That's fair.
And I feel like I can't do that if you haven't even been around some of my friends.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean,
Especially for a guy. For me, I'd be like, I want to see if he's going to try to talk to one of my friends. Because
Yeah.
that has happened.
Perspective is everything. You know what I'm saying? And like when you, like for me, you know, like my girlfriend has to, I ain't gonna say you have to be cool, buddy with my friends, but you at least have to be cordial.
Just be
Yeah,
cordial.
You have to
cordial.
be, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Definitely.
You,
And
you know what I'm saying?
respectful.
It's no tension when you walk in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, friend, I'm not saying that you have to be like, no, bro, like I'm like, this is like I'm bringing to the judges. Like, yeah, you gonna judge a 10-9? She not good enough? Okay, bet. Out the door. Nah, but like, I'm gonna bring her around, see if she can, you know what I'm saying, be cool with them, and then they can see different aspects of her that I didn't see, or like, yeah, this a keeper, or you know what I'm saying, she might still be a keeper, but this is what I see. You know what I'm saying? They did that. And there was signs that I didn't see that I ignored that ended up biting me in the ass. That's why I was saying that's a good, because perspective is everything.
Yeah.
Your perspective might be different than their perspective, but that doesn't make it reality. That's just what you got out of it and what they got out of it. So if you don't see that, how you supposed to know?
I say it like this, man. I just feel like, you know, for the most part, a person should do whatever they want. I'm not gonna force no one.
At the end of the day,
that's why I don't like. That's why I don't give my input on other people. I would never tell someone like, oh yeah, they're not good for you, because I've been in a situation and I know what it's like to sit there and know that a person is distracted. So and if they're in that honeymoon phase, they're happy right now and they're okay whatever they're going through. So I wouldn't like really step in. I mind my business. That's why I just, you know, I sit there, step back, you know, a little bit from it. I am a friend, but I allow people to be free. You know, allow them to be themselves. It's free will. I have a big perspective on free will.
Yeah, I kind of like walk on eggshells with that, because you know what I'm saying.
I don't like to test it. It's boundaries, bro. I respect people's boundaries.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say it. I'm saying respectfully. I'm gonna tell you what it is, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, do your thug thistle though. But just hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just hear what I'm saying.
No, I hear you.
Hear what I'm saying. I'm not going to say, you know what I'm saying, because you're going to do what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend like that I wanted to get out that relationship for a long time. But she was going to do what she had to go through what she had to go through, and now she finally free at that relationship. You know what I'm saying? But she had to go through that. Even though I hated the nigga. I hated him. Like on sight, Slim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But she loved that dude. And she had to go through that to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to get herself up out that situation. So yeah, I'm gonna be a friend. I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I feel like a fucked up person if I ain't tell you my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not going to keep on throwing it in your face because I feel like that's what you should do. And you're not doing that. If you're gonna do you, you're gonna do you. I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? And when you fall, I'm going to be there to pick you up.
Yeah.
That's what friends are supposed to be there for. You're not supposed to judge nobody because they're not listening to your advice. Right. Give the advice no matter what. It might, you know, be ugly because you're there for them. But if they decide to still do that, still support them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people got to learn from their mistakes.
A lot of people take it personal when, you know, when their friend don't take their advice to heart. But I mean, you know, they're going to do what they want to do regardless, you know, and your job as a friend, you know, if you're a real friend, you know, like you said, Scoop, to have those difficult conversations and say, hey, like, this is what I see. Now, I'm not going to tell you to leave your spouse or leave your, you know, leave your dude or, you know, leave your girl or nothing. But this is what I see from my perspective because, like, hey, I might have went through it at one point in time. So this is my advice to you. You know, you're going to do what you're going to do regardless at the end of the day. But this is what I see. You know, at the end of the day, it's up to you to make that decision to, you know, stay or leave or whatever. You know, but then the flip side is you got people, you know, people out there who give terrible advice.
Yeah,
you know,
some people don't need to be given advice.
But you gotta know your friend. You gotta know your friend.
Yeah, but that's all. Yeah, another reason, like going on what you're saying, allow people to like know who they're talking to. But for my friends, I kind of let them know that, you know, when you do need someone to talk to, you know, like you can ask me. Just ask me. Don't expect me to tell you. Ask me if you want. Like you can ask me at any time. I'll tell you. But I see everything. I pay attention. I'm observative. Just ask me.
I tell people. I tell people all the time. Call me. Call me. Like if you need to talk, call me.
You know your friends. You gotta know your friends.
Yeah.
You can't bring.
I'll come to your place.
It's hard to happen, man. I got tired. I got myself out of the space where I want to go save everybody. Like, look, man, you need to stop doing that. Oh God, it's tiring, bro. Like my skin won't look as. Nah, let me stop.
But you just have to know your friends. You gotta know what friends you could do what.
Yeah.
With.
You have to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like I have certain people that certain like friends that I can go and vent to. There's certain people I know I can't.
Yeah.
I can't vent. I can just chill with you to get my mind off it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a different kind of stress relief.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Distraction.
You gotta know what friends
You really do.
really do and what's good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got one friend that I can, play video games with, and I got another friend I do hood rat shit with. And I got another friend I do nerdy shit. I do nerdy shit with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta know your friends is good for that what's good for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, definitely.
hey.
Choose the right friends.
Any closing remarks real quick?
Tell them about your yoga sessions or anything and your Instagram.
Yes, so I also have a YouTube channel, The Real Yoga Babe on YouTube. Everything is linked on my Instagram at The Real Yoga Babe on all social media. So I just have Twitter. Also have Clubhouse. Y'all been on Clubhouse?
What is that?
What is Clubhouse?
They be
know the Mickey
talking,
Clubhouse.
man. Y'all don't got Clubhouse. I'm gonna send y'all
You gotta get invited.
I know Mickey Clubhouse. I don't know nothing.
It's like a talking. I guess it's kind of like a podcast type platform.
Is that the
it's
app?
no video.
The app
There's an
podcast
app.
joint? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
And people just talking. You go in rooms and you can go in the hallway and people get up on stage and they talk. I've actually been in a few rooms. It's a cool concept, I would say. So I'm thinking about starting like a little meditation room on Clubhouse. So stay tuned for that.
All right. That is it for today's show.
Yes, that is her Instagram.
Good people.
Follow her. I'm going to pin it.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. See y'all in 2 weeks. The Spade Podcast. We are out. Y'all be safe. Get y'all vaccines.
Yes.
Peace.
Oh, God. God knows.
We are Ripped Radio Network.